Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of John in a Box. Well, you might be asking yourself, what is John in a Box? Says it all in the title. Basically, I go out and I find some really cool toys, collectibles, and other little things, and I pull it out of the box and show it to you guys. But I try to give you all a little backstory on the item, or, in this case, the actors who made it famous. Now you guys might be wondering, hey John, what you got in the box today? Well, I've got Billy Cranston, the Blue Triceratops Helmet from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now this is part of the new Hasbro Lightning Collection. Little backstory on that. Bandai used to do all the toys for the Power Rangers back in the 90s when it was like super crazy. Any of you younger viewers out there that didn't grow up in the 90s or experience that, it was nuts, dude. You couldn't keep Power Ranger stuff on the shelves. I remember one Christmas, my aunt and uncle got my cousin like Dragon Zord, Tommy and all that, and he was lucky, man, because my aunt literally had to go from here to BFE to find that thing, because that was before we had the internet and had Amazon and all those other easier ways to find the products we love, right? But Power Rangers always held a special place in my heart. And yes, at the time when I was growing up and that show came on, I was 17 years old, and yes, the show was geared more towards children, but being the nerd that I am, I fell in love with it. And the reason I fell in love with it is because I loved Battle of the Planets, Gatchaman, I loved Voltron, I loved Godzilla. So you get what I'm saying. It had everything that I loved into one show. It had these cool characters in these cool uniforms, and they could call on these cool robots that would form into this one giant robot and fight these awesome kaiju looking monsters and just everything. Now, not to say it wasn't campy and cheesy, because oh, it was. The show, though most of you and even me at one point in time thought the show was actually created here in the States. And yes, that's half right. But actually, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is kind of a retelling of Super Sentai Zyuranger from Japan. So, Haim Saban, who wanted to make a kid's show based around kids in different colorful costumes fighting evil, found Super Sentai, and he instantly fell in love with it, and he thought to himself, if I could take the action sequences from this, but get my own actors to portray those characters, mix it together, and make it happen. Well, at first, a lot of the production companies or television distribution companies turned him down left and right, and as legend would have it, a former executive at Marvel Comics who was working for Fox, who was actually working for Fox at the time, put her job on the line to get the show greenlit, only for the pilot, and the whole catch-22 was, if the pilot failed, then she would be fired. But lucky for her, the pilot was a success, and Power Rangers became a cultural phenomenon. Now, the reason they didn't use Super Sentai Zyuranger, well, it was more darker in tone. They would actually gank Rangers in that. I've watched a bunch of the episodes. They actually kill each other in that. The Japanese, their censorship is a little bit more lax than us here in the United States, and it would have never worked because most television stations wouldn't have carried it. But just the fact that they took those action sequences, mixed it in with, characters like Jason, Trini, Zach, Kimberly, Adam, Rocky, Aisha, and the late Jason David Frank, who is quite possibly the most famous, not even quite possibly, is the most famous Ranger to have ever donned the helmet and spandex. Now, my favorite characters were always Billy, who was played by David Yost, who, he was the brainy nerd of the bunch. He was the one that would always get them out of a jam by using his noggin up here. And then my other favorite character was Jason, and more or less the reason I liked Jason was because, one, he had this cool ass sword, and two, him and Billy had the coolest looking helmets. Look, I'll say it. Now, Tommy overall, yes, as the Green Ranger, was just completely badass from head to toe. And even when he played the White Ranger, which I know I might catch some heat for this, I think the White Ranger costume looks way better than the Green Ranger costume. Just my personal opinion. I'm more of a White Ranger guy. I just like it. But yeah, Jason and Billy was like my two favorites. I could relate more to Billy because I was a nerd. I didn't talk in computer terms, but I was a nerd. And I connected with him as being kind of the guy that didn't fit into the group, but the group needed. Now, his counterpart in Super Sentai ZooRanger was the complete opposite, and he was played by Hideki Fujiwara, and he played the part of Dan, who was their blue Tricera Ranger, and he was the hothead. He was more the one that would rush into a battle without thinking of a strategy and would always find himself getting into more trouble. And yeah, so it shows you that though two different actors played the same character, the character was portrayed in two completely different ways, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, if you want to watch Super Sentai ZooRanger, I think, don't quote me on this as gospel, but I think it is available on Shout Factory on DVD. I don't know if it's Blu-ray, but I do know it's DVD. And it's in the entire run. I've seen the majority of them, and they're fantastic. I mean, they are dark, especially the Green Ranger saga. It gets pretty brutal in certain spots. So, yeah, I mean, if you have a chance to ever watch it, give it a whirl. I mean, if you don't mind the subtitles and stuff, but because I don't think it was ever English dubbed. But it's definitely a yin and a yang type thing, and it makes you appreciate it more. Now, let's see what's in the box, shall we? Got old tape here. How much tape is it? Ooh, it's surprisingly not much at all. Now, these particular helmets, from what I have researched, go for a lot of money on the internet in certain spots, especially now with the Lord Draken helmet and the Green Ranger helmet, because we lost Jason David Frank, you know, unfortunately 2 weeks ago. Rest in peace. But yeah, I found this one like super cheap when I looked on eBay. This particular helmet was running around like 120, 130. I got this for 80 bucks on a clearance rack. So if you take the time to look, guys, you can always find a great deal out there. Basically what I'm saying is don't go for the first thing you see. Shop around a little bit, fill it out, because you might get the item you want for way less. And I know I'm probably telling you all some shit that you probably already know, and I do apologize, so I'll shut up and open the box. Alright, well, that was fairly easy. It was a lot easier than that Darth Vader I did the unboxing for. Way better. So, comes with a cool little stand here. And I can already tell that feels very flimsy. So that tells me right there this is obviously not. That tells me right there that this is obviously not movie quality. So let's see. This goes right here or right here? We'll read the instructions because I'm really bad about not doing that shit. So we'll do that before I get in trouble. Alright, so supposedly you can wear these, and just so happens that, oh, that's what I needed. So it just so happens I needed this part, obviously. So, okay. This goes here. Wunderbar. And there we go. So we got the helmet stand built. There we go. And I'm guessing there's a sticker in there somewhere for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Please tell me you did not leave me without the sticker. If you did, I am going to have to dock this a point. And I think I got gypped on the sticker, guys. But that's okay. That's okay. I can always order one. But yeah. You can wear this. Though I'm sure my head is way too big for it. But very beautiful. Of course, I can't say that this is cosplay quality. Not in the least. But it's cool to put up on your mantle or bookshelf or anything to that nature. Let me see if I can fit this on my little fat head. Let's find out. Obviously not. I guess I got to undo this thing. Or now let's see. Yes, my head is way too fat for it. Triceratops. That's right. I'm here to stop evil, Rita Repulsa. And I can't see shit out this helmet right now, so if you send some putties, I am fucked. It is cool, though. Just seeing me on the camera right now. It is cool. Though my fat head is not going to allow it to close out, and it's pinching my ear. It is really pinching my ear. This is definitely made for little heads, and not big fat heads like mine. But you get the gist of it, right? Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have made a very good Power Ranger. But, oh, it gets a little warm in there too. But yeah, I mean, to kind of give you an look in the inside, it's kind of like most of those little toy helmets like you get kids and stuff that got the little adjuster. The adjuster's nice, it's really well built. The thing I don't like is this right here. The snaps. I would rather there actually be working latches, snap latches or whatever they're called on this instead of just being molded into the helmet. So you can actually latch this thing closed. So when you go to set it on your helmet stand like so, like that, and be able to display it. I don't know what they did with my Power Ranger sticker that was supposed to go right here, but like I said, you can go on Etsy and order a decal, or I might even contact the customer service at Hasbro and be like, hey, bought this helmet and you all didn't include the decal in there, so I do have to kind of dock it for that. So guys, if I had to recommend that, if you guys are collectors like me and want a nice conversation piece for your mantle, bookshelf, your dorm room, whatever, you know, I would recommend this. If you're a cosplayer, no. You can do much better, and yes, you will have to shell out a lot more money, but you can go on Etsy, and there are plenty of Power Ranger helmet makers on Etsy that will make you this same helmet and all the other Power Rangers at a better quality, hand painted, just everything is handmade on them, and they look fantastic. They even have the working latches on the side, or you can get the magnets like this one has, but they're better. It's just all around better. This is just for display, or for a kid to put on and run around and beat up putties or whatever. But as far as for cosplaying, I mean, you could, but I would much rather go with something a little more durable if you're going to wear it for multiple conventions. But just as a display piece, if I had to give it an overall grading, I'm not real big on the stand. It's very flimsy and thin. Knock you for the sticker being missing. Some imperfections in the horns and some paint imperfections here and there on the helmet itself. It wasn't smooth. Maybe little imperfections here and there from where it came out of the mold. But if I'd had to have paid full price for it, I would have been very upset. But because I got it on clearance at a substantial rebate, I can't complain, and I will proudly show this off in my studio, and I will continue to collect these, and I do recommend it too. Alright guys, this has been my very first episode of John in a Box. If you guys like this, would you please go down here and hit the little thumbs up? And also, we have tons of other content here on Behind the Fiends. We don't just have unboxing videos. I do gameplays. Me and Luke do a podcast. We do movie reviews. We do show reviews. We do reactions to trailers or other content creators' videos. We have a plethora. I never thought I'd ever use that word. It felt spicy. Plethora of content for you guys to enjoy. So with that said, would y'all go down there, hit the subscribe button, Hadouken the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, leave us a few comments if you would. Lets us know how we're doing, lets us know if you guys are enjoying the content, and helps us grow. It really, really does. But anyway guys, this has been your old buddy John, and I will see you again next time. Woo-hoo!